Hello there, everybody. This is Alex from Hardcorian Guides, bringing you my S-Rank guide for Metal Gear Rising Revengeance on Revengeance difficulty. Today we are doing file R-07 entitled Assassination Attempt. This is the final chapter. This, of course, has two major boss fights. Unless you split up Armstrong into like 4 or 5 different parts together. But yeah, so Excelsis and Armstrong himself. And they are relatively pretty difficult, I will say. But other than that, I will try to lead you through the best I can to get that S rank, because his requirements are very weird. Both fights have like a very specific requirement. Not super specific, but specific enough to where it's like no damage is just not enough, apparently. So there's that. For these guys, it's simply just going through blade mode, killing them, get rid of the bird, the flyer in the sky, that kind of thing. There's only one flyer anyway, as far as I'm aware. And it's attached to, of course, just, a regular cyborg, so easy enough, not that bad. I did save the game to try to see if I can do that before Excelsis, so I could just not do this entire stealth section again. But that didn't work out. You have to do the whole thing again, so I fudged up. But right there, I used the drum can to hide behind that specific vehicle because the birds were flying around. I just want to get through them. I'm just going to stealth the entire section. Again, you don't have to. You can fight them. If you do take on the first group of guys, you will have to fight the flyers. But what I always do is I just wait for them to fly out. And then this guy I got lucky with because he spotted me, jumped down, he couldn't jump back up, so I kind of screwed him up in his pattern, which was pretty helpful. So yeah, again, hide behind that vehicle with the can specifically, because a bird will find you if you're not inside one. And then for this guy, just, you don't have to take out the turret, but I just do for the hell of it. So for him, it's basically just run up here, and then, you might get, like, slightly spotted, but he usually won't see you, so there's that. And if you do get, like, an alarm thing going off, this guy will show up on that little cargo below this platform, and then you can use that to your advantage to get a stealth kill. Even if he catches you, you can still do that. And then for this guy, I did get caught, but, I've got Ripper mode, and I've got a full charged Psy, so he's just basically nothing. If you want to get Ripper mode back, there is a guy in a box that is straight ahead into those cargoes over there, as you can see, to my left-ish. You go back there, you get Ripper mode back if you want to just, go into Excelsis with full charge like I did. So here's Excelsis fight. So wait for the glow, and then just do like a slide. You don't really have to, but I do it just in the off chance. And then when he lands, don't use Ripper mode, but instead just use a regular charged attack. And then, this is something I learned recently, but yeah, you could jump through that. I didn't realize. If you don't want to jump through that, you could just jump in the air and do like a regular triangle pincer. A regular heavy pincer, just slam thing. Not like a full charge one, but just enough to where you can stay in the air long enough. And it should give you that double jump, if I remember correctly. And then for these little swipes, it's mainly just, letting them slam and then get the swipe. You can use the dodge command to avoid this, but I usually just don't. I just like to do the slide to make sure that I'm at least out of the way completely. It's just a habit of mine. It's not necessary, but it works. And then now for this, when he lands his foot on the ground, you're going to want to go for a charged pincer attack, and when he lands again, if he still has health, then go for another charge for just a few more hits. Knock him down at least, I think, 70 or 69%, and that should allow you to get the first blade mode cut. After you get this first leg cut off, you're going to get a checkpoint, so do bear that in mind. And the requirements for S rank here is to get 2 Zandatsus, or at least I think like 100 combo. And to get the 2 Zandatsus, it's really, really obnoxious, but to get them, you're going to have to kill the geckos. Now, you could save Ripper mode for the geckos if you wanted to, which I think I probably did right here. But if you want to do a lot of damage to Excelsis right now to get him down to like 25%, or even like lower than that, you could use Ripper mode here with that full triple combo and just knock him down. I think it was like 20 or 15% would help. Yeah, it's not much in terms of like extra percentage, but it works about the same. So the laser shots, this is all about timing basically, and I kind of fudged up the Ripper thing there. But I would recommend just going into Ripper mode and taking them on, or at the very least, waiting for the laser shots to just destroy the gecko, and then timing it to where like the laser will go through and you'll be in iframes. That's the important thing, is just trying to get those iframes out of it. So the laser's still going, and I gotta get that second Zandatsu, And usually the third laser attack is always going to be like a side swipe. So make sure you just jump and then just do like a, you know, square combo or light combo to keep yourself from getting hit. And once you got the 2 Zandatsus, like if you want an extra one or whatever, or just in case, you could always go for that. Just grab some BP around, because BP does help in this fight. That way you can at least for sure make sure you get that S rank. I about got hit there with that missile. That was scary. Getting Gecko Blade Mode Zandatsus is kind of difficult for me to do. I tend to mess it up, but I still got my 2, and that's the only requirements I need for Excelsis. And then the rest of it, it's pretty much just hit him in the leg, knock him down to like 20% or whatever the heck it is, and then this is pretty much just, for the most part, GG's, or at least close to it for him. I don't remember exactly how much damage this leg cut does, to be fair. Okay, not much. But I think, yeah, okay, we still get the quick time event regardless. Alright, so this is where all hell breaks loose. This is where you have to kind of like figure out, like, okay, do I have A rank? Do I have S rank? Like, what do I got? It's just, you gotta wait it out, you know? You gotta go through the entire quick time event, all that fun stuff, just to find out whether or not you've actually accomplished your goal successfully. Something that does kind of suck is, this was a bit of a pain to edit because, first of all, this was 80 minutes combined for Excelsis and the Armstrong fight combined. And I knocked it all the way down to like 15 minutes, which of course my commentary would probably go, you know, longer than that, but still, yeah, I died a lot in these fights, and, you know, a lot of mess ups and stuff like that, but it's all good. So having to re-edit again, because I was rendering it, but the rendering stopped, and then I just redid it. I re-rendered it, or re-edited and re-rendered it again, and here we are. Alright, so that takes care of that. Here's my, you know, my stats. Got the S rank. That no damage helps out plenty. Time, BP, that kind of thing. Now, into the first fight. So you have sword, you have Muramasa. You do have sword here, and that does help. It doesn't matter if you really, I mean, attack Armstrong regardless. You can use the pincers for like some extra small damage, but basically in that fight you can just block everything. So for this fight, there's 2 ways to do it. You can either just dodge for 5 minutes. It's not 10, it's 5 minutes. I like to call it the big trick, because this is where I originally found out about this trick years ago. Just pretty much run from one side to the other. Run from one corner to the other. That's kind of the way that I play, is I do it by corner, as you can see. You can dodge his attacks, you can dodge his grabs. When he goes for an actual charge grab, just keep jumping around, and it should be alright. Now, if you want to get this fight a lot faster, if you want to knock it down to like 2 minutes, you just have to punch him to like 96 or 95%, but it's all about dodging at that point. And that's just too much for a small little brain like me to do, so I just do like nothing but dodge. Just run around again from corner to corner. When he tries to go from, you know, one side of the ship to the other side, he'll basically have to turn around, which gives you time. And then usually he'll go for like a charging kick. But sometimes he'll stop right before he goes for you and goes for a grab. So it's really all just about, you know, timing your jumps and just watching out the best you can. And again, it's surviving for 5 minutes. I highly recommend just doing the survival tactic instead of just going for like the punches and stuff, unless you're adamant about doing it and you know what you're doing. That's my only best sense of advice. So yeah. Alright, now to the real Armstrong fight. So I'm going to explain this pretty quick. Starting off, I'm going to activate Ripper mode, and I'm going to go for just basic, you know, few heavy hits. And then once he's about to slam the ground, I go for a dodge, because he usually does that fire attack at the very beginning. The key component here is you want to use your heavy attacks as much as possible, because you want to use them not only for your combo gauge, but to essentially get... I'm sorry. I'll cut that out. So essentially, you want to get like a 100 hit combo in this fight. I think that's the requirement. You got to at least get like a bunch of different combo things going. But the heavy attack is good for staggering. And also, I don't know exactly how to properly get that sequence, but the sequence that you want to have happen on you is you want to have the one where you punch him in the stomach or the kidney or whatever. That's the one you're looking for. and that one's kind of hard to get exactly to come out, but really it doesn't really matter as long as you just get some damage, get some decent triangle flurry of kick combos going, then you should be for the most part all right. If you're not going for combos, which you don't really have to, there is another way to get BP, which is of course cutting these things down, and it will drop electric paste. I think it's electric paste. They usually do, I think, from what I remember. So yeah, you can use that to your advantage to get the extra BP if you wanted to. Also for this, you don't need to have blade mode or fuel. You don't need to have your fuel charge to do that. You could be out and empty and still be able to go into blade mode and still cut down his healing factor. So yeah, but right now what I'm doing is I'm basically just waiting for him to go for like very specific attacks and just trying to preemptively know what he's going to do. So he always has a visual cue with his attacks. If he's got a bunch of rocks flying up toward him, he's going to do that very fire attack that he did in the beginning. If he's got no rocks flying up to him and he's doing a charge, he's going to do this volcano thing. And with that volcano thing, just stay back. Like, if he's still, like, close to volcano, just stay back a little bit. Don't try to force your way in there and hit him. I got really lucky with that right there, by the way. I didn't know I was going to stagger him. But, yeah, so just watch out, memorize, what type of specific attacks he's going to do, because he has very specific visual cues. And then with that, just dodge behind him, typically, and then you'll sometimes, most of the time, dodge it, of course. And that first slam fire attack, like, it's just easier just to dodge it. You can jump over them if you wanted to, but the reason why I dodge is because it's just, for me, it's just the faster, safest option. And sometimes he doesn't even do, like, both. He sometimes just does, like, one of those instead of... of course, I also got lucky there, too, because I never know exactly when he's going to grab. And that's the scary thing. If he's going for a grab, I'd recommend dodging back and then just running and jumping. But if you feel confident like I was, I've done this for 60, 20, years now, it feels, this one specific fight, then you just go for just dodge whenever you know it's appropriate. Now for this, again, this is actually, oh no, this is the ground slam. That's the one with the rocks, not the other one. Not the first fire attack that he did. The one where a bunch of rocks fly up is actually the crack one. I forgot that's what that one was. And for that one, I just waited out completely. I just continuously attack him, and then I just dodge like near the end because he can't really hit you with the slam, I don't think. So there's pretty much that. Armstrong in a nutshell, it's mainly just a case of just attrition and understanding, like, yeah, you got to go for like a few hits, get a bunch of like, BP combo hit things going and what have you. And if you want some extra hits here, then you could easily just, well, if you're lucky like I did, you can get that stagger in mid, completion fight. So from here on out, it's pretty much just a matter of quick time events and knowing how to properly do the heart blade attack, which is obnoxious to do and very scary, because if you don't have a lot of fuel charge, if you're doing like no upgrade run or whatever, you have to be very fast with this because you're just wasting all your charges, and it's ridiculous. But since I have full charge, I'm able to get away with at least a little bit more, and I have more leniency to mess up a few times here and there. But I still don't want to afford to mess up regardless. Even if you do fudge it up, it should still be a checkpoint. You should still be fine. But it's just a matter of time, and I don't want to waste that time that I could get from getting that extra time limit BP thing as well. I think 8 minutes is like the technical proper amount, I believe, but I don't remember what I got. So anyway, for this, this is just more so like just take it easy, line up your shots the best you can. Every time you hit a shot, you will get more fuel charge back. So make sure you just be careful. Take a little extra second to kind of just visualize and see where that damn sword's gonna go. Because if you miss like more than like twice, I think he just ends up screwing you over, and there you go. That's pretty much it. But yeah. So again, I got some decent BP from it. I had 134 for a combo, which I think that's what cemented me getting that full course S rank. So anyway, that's it for Metal Gear Rising S rank guide. This was fun to do. Very frustrating, yes. And on a scale out of 10, I'm going to look real quick what I gave. I think I gave it a 5 for the original game. And because of there's no median, there's no like super strong median, because I think I gave like Dante's Inferno like a 7 out of 10 in terms of difficulty. I would say this is at least, it's more challenging and more harder than, what did I get Dante's Inferno exactly? What was that? Because Dante was pretty damn hard, but also not that hard either. I gave it a 7? I think it's more like a 6. I gave Ninja Gaiden 3 a 7 as well. What the fuck? Alright, you know what? Just because, we'll give it a 7 out of 10. I think this is definitely one of those where it's like, oh yeah, it's difficult enough to where like I think it deserves a spot. But it's not like, in my opinion, it's... Yeah, I'd say that's a fair thing. I think that's fair. It's about Ninja Gaiden 3, Ninja Gaiden 2, Master Ninja difficulty. But somewhat... No, actually, no, I don't know. Maybe a 6. Fudge it. No 7, it's a 6. I think it's easier than Ninja Gaiden, in my opinion. But that's just me. Mainly because, like, the parry system just destroys bosses. And, you know, like, that can't be beaten at that point. If you're fighting bosses that are just not, like, stupidly tanky, then you're pretty much fine. But other than that, yeah, S ranks. It's all about just knowing where things are. It's all about just getting no damage and just knowing, like, which are requirements for mainly bosses. And you should be fine. I guess, in all honesty, like, yeah, it's harder than regular Revengeance mode, of course, because it's requiring you to do something, but the problem is, I can't play Revengeance mode without getting S ranks. I can't even play the game without S ranking anymore. It's a curse. But, yeah, so that's it. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 in terms of difficulty. Again, this is on a median scale of, like, everything combined. So, like, we'd never had anything, I think, hit higher than, like, a 9 or a 10 yet. So... Or I mean an 8. I think God Hard on Vanquish was like, I believe I counted as like my hardest game yet. I think so. Don't remember exactly at the top of my head. When was Vanquish done? Ah, there it is. Yeah, 8 out of 10 for Vanquish, which I think that's fair. I forgot I did Darkness too. Holy crap. So yeah, it's definitely like a slight bit harder than Revengeance mode, but like if you're going through Revengeance mode, you might as well F rank because I mean, you know, it's not the most difficult thing. I will say that. It is frustrating, don't get me wrong, especially if you mess up and you're like, ah, crap, I didn't realize I messed up somewhere, and then you gotta start the whole chapter over. But on that, the chapters are relatively short. I mean, the only 2 long chapters is like 03 and 04. So really, you know, it's not too bad to go through. It takes about an hour to get through those at the very least. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go back on my break until at least I think June, and I'll start up like main content on my main channel, which is Turd Monkey 1597, and then for this channel, the plan was to come back in June and then start up Ghost of Sparta, which, you know, this was just kind of like an out of nowhere type thing, and you know, I did it, I finished it, we're done, we're good. I'm going back on break. I got stuff doing outside of YouTube right now, and this is not main content, but I am doing co-op stuff on my main channel, which is like a lot of Souls games and Resident Evil 5 and then a few others. So you can go check those out on that channel. I have plenty of stuff on there. And then again, yeah, I don't know. Like, the plan is to do Ghost of Sparta, but if the plan falls through, then we'll do something else. I don't know if I'm going to come back and do it directly in June. Luigi's Mansion 2 also comes out. I might do that as well, but we'll see what happens. This is all just maybe. This is all speculation. You know, I've had those problems before where people just hear me say I want to do something and they just keep riding my ass about it. Like I said, I want to do it. I didn't say I would, you know, so there's that. It's a case of I don't know if I would. I don't know if I will. But if it happens, it happens. So we'll leave it at that. But anyway, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the series, and maybe hopefully it helped you. If not, maybe it entertained you in some way, shape, or form. Regardless, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see y'all next time. So as always, take care, everybody.